Hello everyone and welcome to another review presented by TBR Media. Today we are going to be discussing The Fall Guy. This is the latest from director David Leitch, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Now, Leitch is a billion-dollar film director, actor, stuntman, and as a former stunt coordinator, it makes sense for Leitch to be directing The Fall Guy, which is about a down-and-out stuntman who must find the missing star of his ex-girlfriend's blockbuster film, and that ex-girlfriend is indeed Emily Blunt. The trailer kind of teased up this spicy romance, kind of headbutting back and forth between Blunt and Gosling, and largely I do think when they are on screen together in any given scene, I think their banter back and forth really does work, and that is the draw and the pull of the film itself to a more general, broad audience. However, I do feel like The Fall Guy is a little bit overly long, and it didn't kind of warrant the runtime that it had, being a little over 2 hours. I feel like this could have easily been cut back by 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit more, just to kind of slim the plot down so that we could focus on our two leads, because for a large majority of this film, they are spent apart from one another, and I think that is the major downfall of this film other than the runtime itself. Now, The Fall Guy was made for between $130 and $150 million, and it fell down to an opening of $27+ million, which is as of Monday. What gives here? Because Fall Guy is one of those summer blockbuster movies that really should be exciting people. But if we look at the overall box office trend, according to Anthony D'Alessandro from Deadline, we are down 53% from this time last year at the box office when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 kicked off the summer season. Despite the box office performance, The Fall Guy has an A- cinema score and is 90% positive on post-track surveys. So we're not going to really know what the summer blockbuster that is going to kick everything off will be, truthfully. It might be into June leading up to Inside Out 2 on Father's Day weekend. Just like I mentioned, being over 50% down from the same frame a year ago is kind of disappointing. But then again, Barbenheimer was a phenomenon, and potentially we might be looking at a situation where with Deadpool and Wolverine, we're able to get back up into the billion-dollar club for another film this year in 2024. And I know people are already starting to question Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt's star power. I don't think that was the issue here at all. This movie, they marketed the hell out of it, and I don't think that they could have done anything much better than they already had done. Between Ryan Gosling's Beavis stunt at the red carpet premiere and all the different stunt action set pieces that they had scheduled for some of the junkets themselves, truthfully, this was a perfect culmination of everything right in the marketing department. And so it's hard to blame the box office kind of failure here on the marketing or on the stars themselves. I think it's just a matter of it didn't draw people to the movie theaters in the way that it probably should have. Again, I think a lot of the comedy and the banter between the two stars in The Fall Guy is really the ultimate compliment to the summer genre fare that we usually get around this time, and I did find it quite refreshing, but I also love Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, so that may play a large part in my enjoyment of The Fall Guy. But at the same time, the stunts were fantastic, and everything seemed to come together in a really tight way, so then it's quite unfortunate that we are sitting here discussing how disappointing the box office results are, and I'm curious to know what you think might have helped those numbers. Is it the runtime? Was it a little bit too long? Was it simply a matter of the plot itself being kind of generic overall and not really detailing exactly what's going on in the movie itself leading up to the film's release? Or is it the stars? Let me know down in the comments below, and we will see you in the next review.